You know that feeling, right? When you're steering the ship, but the compass just feels off. You know your team, maybe your whole company, is missing the mark, but you can't quite put your finger on why. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're going to turn that nagging mystery into a clear, actionable strategy.
This is the question that keeps so many leaders up at night. You can see all the symptoms, right? Missed deadlines, budgets getting blown. Maybe the team's morale is just a little low. But actually pointing to the real cause, yeah, that's the tough part. So on one side, you have reality, your current state. And let's be honest, it can feel chaotic, a little messy, and just frustratingly off target. But then over on the other side, there's the vision, the desired state. This is that perfect world where everything just hums along, goals are crushed, and everyone is perfectly aligned. That space, that chasm between today's reality and that future vision, well, that is the gap.
But what if you didn't have to guess what's wrong? What if there is a systematic way, a roadmap, to get you from the chaos of today to the clarity of tomorrow? Well, there is, and it's one of the most powerful tools any leader can have.
Okay, so let's put a name to this powerful tool. It's called gap analysis, and its whole job is to turn that vague feeling of something's not right into a concrete plan for mastery.
And here's the key thing that sets it apart. Gap analysis is a formal process. This isn't about gut feelings or what you think is happening. Nope. It's a structured, objective comparison of what is versus what should be. It's all about getting a super precise understanding of exactly what you need to fix to hit your goals. And the best part? The process isn't some crazy, complicated thing. Let's just break it down into a simple 4-step blueprint that you can use for almost any problem you're facing.
Okay, so first up, you have to get brutally honest about your current state, using real data, not just what you assume is happening. Second, you define a crystal clear future state using SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This makes sure your target isn't just a daydream. Third, you identify the gap itself, and this is crucial, you dig deep to find its root cause. You don't want to just treat the symptoms. And finally, you build a real action plan, your step-by-step roadmap to get from here to there.
This quote really just says it all. A solid analysis isn't built on guesswork, it is built on cold, hard data. We're talking sales figures, customer satisfaction scores, production rates, whatever it is. Numbers take the emotion and bias out of it and give you a real baseline to work from.
Let's make this really tangible. Just look at this table. When you put the numbers side by side like this, the gaps become impossible to ignore. An on-time delivery rate of 82% isn't just kind of okay, it's a 13-point gap from your 95% target. A customer score of 45 is a massive 25-point gap from your goal of 70. This is how you go from having a vague problem to a very specific, measurable challenge you can actually tackle. Now that we've got the blueprint, let's talk about just how versatile this thing is. Because this framework isn't just for spreadsheets and operational metrics. It's a tool you can use across your entire organization. I mean, think about it. You can use this exact same logic to figure out why a team is underperforming, or to identify the skills your workforce is missing. You can use it to spot opportunities in the market, find what's wrong with your product, or even make sure you're meeting all the boring but important compliance rules. And hey, remember, gap analysis doesn't live on an island by itself. It actually works best when you pair it up with other great business tools. For example, you could use a classic SWOT analysis to get that honest picture of your current state, or maybe a fishbone diagram to really dig in and find the true root cause of that gap.
So why go through all this trouble? Well, because a well-run gap analysis has a huge payoff. It moves you out of that reactive firefighting mode and into proactive strategic improvement. When you do this right, the benefits are awesome. You get absolute clarity, no more fuzzy problems. That clarity naturally gets your whole team aligned on what to fix first. And instead of just acting on a hunch, you get a data-driven roadmap. But maybe the most powerful benefit of all, it finally closes that giant divide between a great strategy on paper and what actually gets done day to day. But here's one final, really critical thought. This is not a one-and-done kind of thing. The world changes, your business changes, and new gaps are always going to pop up. You got to think of this as a continuous cycle of improvement that keeps you sharp and on point. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Thinking about your team, your department, your whole company, what's the single most critical gap that's holding you back right now? Because just identifying it, that's the first real step to closing it for good.